Hi BookTube. I'm here today with weird lighting and angles. That makes it even worse. Just weird lighting and angles to talk about my spreadsheet for 2023. Okay, I'm about to shrink down and hopefully I'm trying a new recording software for my screen. So this is my 2023 reading spreadsheet. Yeah, these are the books not the comics. Comics are kept separately for another reason, but these are the books that I read in 2023. Yeah, it is up to date. So there are 67 non-comic books. And I organized them by date finished here. So I think that was interesting to keep track of. It's not always 100% accurate, but it's close to as I could remember doing things. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. Things I kept track of was the date I finished it, the color of the spine on the book. That's just like for fun, and also because at one time I had my bookshelves organized by color. So it just is on my physical book spreadsheet, and it just kind of carries over into this spreadsheet because I just copy and paste. Then I have the title of the book, the author, the page count, the hours. If there were audiobooks, there were not very many audiobooks and they were not very long. My ratings here, how I read the book, so whether it was physical, book from the Bible, ebook, audiobook, that kind of idea of whether it was from the library or not. Whether it was fiction or nonfiction, the genre of the book. I'm not going too much into depth here because I have a separate page for like stats and goals and everything like that. And then I kept track of the audience and the series, if it was part of a series, the year it was published, the gender of the author, the continent they were from, and country, because I didn't want to keep track of countries because I'd be like, I don't know how many, there's like somewhat like more than 50 countries, I know that. Don't ask me to tell you how many off the top of my head. But I did keep track of the continents, which was much easier to do. The race of the author, whether they had a disability or not, whether they were part of LGBTQ+, the publisher, where the work was translated, and who the name of the translator was. And then I did the same thing for comics here. But the reason I kept comics separate from regular books was because you'll see here, like, the authors are generally, like, multiple. So it's harder to keep track of, like, stats for them. I didn't rate this one. Bob's Burgers. I don't know, 3. Can't really remember it, but I love Bob's Burgers, so sure. I don't remember disliking it. Yeah, so the same thing here. For comics, I read 59 comics. That one's completely missing all the information. Oh well. I'm just going to copy it from here because it's by the same author, so probably has much of the same similar stats there. Yeah. There we go. That way the stats will hopefully be up to date. Even though I don't think the stats pull from the comic page. I think the stats just pull from, yeah, they just pull from the books page. So in total I read 124 books with 1,800 or 18,577 pages. And that's not including comics there. And then I wanted to include my DNF pages because that's 783 pages that otherwise wouldn't have been counted. Hopefully this is okay by the first one. So these stats are just books only. 49 works of fiction, 17 works of nonfiction, 57 adult, 6 YA, no middle grade, and 2 children's. No middle grade? I thought I read a Redwall book. Yeah, I should have looked at this before. Redwall. Maybe I have Redwall classified. I have Redwall classified as children's. I think that would be more middle grade, to be honest. So that should bring up one more middle grade and one less children's. Okay. I listened to 20 hours of audiobook, which is like, generally I used to listen to like really long audiobooks, but because I don't commute as far or as much anymore, that's where I used to listen to a lot of audiobooks, and now it's just kind of like when I remember to fit them on. My average rating was 4.215. Yeah, I found that this year I didn't really have a lot of books that I hated. I guess I was just better at picking out what I like now, so I'm okay with that stat. And I'm a very generous rater, I guess. So I'm just gonna go down this first row here. So I read 29 males and 34 female authors. I think that's the first time ever where I've read more female authors than male authors. So that's pretty cool. 3 non-binary, and the various was when I was keeping track with comics, and everything was getting screwed up, so that's why that's at 0. Then we have 27 of the authors were BIPOC, 16 works were translated, 12 of the authors had some sort of disability, and 13 were LGBTQ+. I read 21 books from the library, 35 books off my shelf, 4 ebooks, 4 audiobooks, 2 books of the Bible. Yes, I counted them as separate books. Because, like, the Bible's really super long, and, like, each chunk, it counts. I'm counting it. And 58 comics. Is that? No, it should be 59 comics. Okay, we're just gonna... Oh, no. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Okay. Oh no, it's 58 comics because I forgot about the this part up here. The titles. Okay. The colors are just for fun, so I read mostly blue books, followed shortly by blue books, then white, green, red, yellow, beige, and purple came in 2, and pink and gray came in 1, and no brown books, no orange books, or no books that were multiple colors. Interesting. By multiple colors, I mean like it's pretty much evenly different colors. If it's predominantly brown, it goes under brown. If it's predominantly another color, whatever color sticks out most there. These are my fiction genres: 16 science fiction, 12 fantasy, 1 work of poetry. See, I gotta read more poetry. I didn't read any plays, any historical fiction. I read 3 mystery/thrillers, 11 works of just plain fiction, no superheroes. That was there because it's supposed to be comics in there too, and 4 horrors. 9 books on religion, 1 book on sexuality, 2 books on history for nonfiction. Most of my authors were from North America. I have 1 from Latin America, 8 from Asia, 12 from Europe, 1 from Africa, none from Australia, and 3 from the Middle East. Most of the authors I read were white. 6 black authors, 10 Asian authors. I've realized that this is problematic now. It's South Asian. Will be that now. So that's 4. 3 works by Indigenous people and 1 Latino author. So yeah, I was really kind of disappointed in my reading. I'm going to talk about that further in a reflection. Yeah, because I feel like I didn't read as much as I normally do. So these are all my TBRs. You can see I stopped keeping track of ones I actually read. But yeah. There's that. These are my goals. So, I want to read 75 books. I read 66, so that was 88% complete. I want to read 6 Final Cafe books. I read 1. I only wanted to read 24 to 36 books from the library. I only read 21 books from the library, so that was pretty good. I wanted to read 12 classics, but I recategorized classics, so this kind of, that's at 0 because I moved classics from their own genre into like more specific genres, so that's why that's all messed up. I read 41% BIPOC authors. Should have been better. 18% disabled authors, and I'd throw that up to 20% LGBTQ plus authors. Not entirely disappointing, but it could have been better, obviously. But I did blow the translated works out. I read 24% translated works. I only read 9 books on religion. I wanted to read more audiobooks, or ebooks, and I only read 4. I wanted to read 60 comics. That number's all off because that's at 59, or 58. So I'm just gonna like delete that and hit 58 because that's the number I was at. My cat just came to see me. I wanted to read 12 books from the Bible and I read 2. Yeah. And these were just keeping track of my game that I was playing, but I didn't play it all the way through, so that was just for fun. I'm not going to go through those. And then these are my DNFs. I'm going to talk more about them in a separate video about why and stuff like that. But like, I just kept track of just the title, the author, the page, whether it's a soft or hard DNF, and the reason I DNF'd that work. And this next page is the scariest page. This is the books I acquired. These are the books I acquired in 2023. I thought maybe it would deter me from buying so many books, but alas, it did not. I didn't keep track of whether I read them yet or not. So yeah, this is just the title of the book, where I bought the book, and how much I spent on the book. And yeah, I'm gonna show you because I have to be held accountable. I stopped keeping track in December. Wow, you can see this was June. Oh boy. June, July, August, like, so I bought 386 books. But the average per book is $3.63. So like, that's why I bought a lot of books. Because when the book is that cheap, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it, of course. Like Greener Village, this thrift store here, had books for 50 cents. Like, how can I say no to that? I'm gonna try this year. I spent that amount of money on it. On books. Yeah, so that is my spreadsheet. That's interesting way to keep track, I guess, there. I'm using a very similar spreadsheet this year, and I'll link my run through of it. I already did a video on it. I'm just slapping my cat. You can see him right there. Yeah, I did a very similar one for 2024, and I'll post that video down below. So this is me and Reggie saying happy 2024. Do you keep a spreadsheet of your books and everything around your books, bookish year? And thank you for watching.